Hello and welcome to this quick run through some preliminary analytical sketches. This is for a simple little pen cap, or assumed to be a simple little pen cap, but there's more to this than actually meets the eye. What we have here is a 30-40 minute series of sketches which we've speeded up to make it a little bit less boring for you, and it runs through in about 5-6 minutes to show a range of graphics used to identify and to analyse the construction, maybe the way these two components go together. So we refer to this as a sub-assembly. You can see here the early freehand sketching technique, the construction sketching technique to build up the front view, top view and side view as orthographic related views. That's in third angle with the plan up above. And a couple of 3D sketches going to be put in here to show these are in perspective using ellipses, with the upper ellipse being slightly more squashed, more fuller lower ellipse in proportion for the cap itself. Also going to put in an additional view, an additional elevation, which is a sectional view trying to show detail inside the cap. Now, this takes a little bit more time, but it's speeded up, so we showed you a highlight version of this. We're looking inside that to show the space internal to the cap where the pen itself would fit. To analyse this a little bit more clearly, we sketched a 3D version of the cap, minus the little hook, this black thing on top, which actually looks like a hook, but actually just stops the cap or the pen from rolling when you put it down on a flat surface. So again, the analysis part, we're looking at which sizes you'd have to try and measure, putting appropriate dimension lines. All these sketched lines at the moment, and I think it's a 2 or 3B pencil, a soft dish pencil for sketching, with a chance to firm in some of the lines when we're a little bit more happy as to what we would be seeing from the external 3 views or what we might see in a sectional view. We've introduced the vernier calipers here, and these are used to take a range of sizes to get best analysis sizes for the dimensions for the part or parts. Dimensions going outside the drawing, as always, to British standards, the heights, widths, diameters, radii, centre lines, and hidden detail if used. Well, in this case, there is no hidden detail going to be shown in this drawing. We're looking at external views for the 3, and here, a sectional view on XX. It's additional view to the right-hand side. Once it's all been constructed up, we move on to using a fine liner pen to firm in, with a firm in grip, the lines that would be seen. The idea is we will get rid of the pencil construction lines fairly soon. So this is reinforcing, going over lines already drawn. Maybe some slight changes. For example, that 3D drawing now seems to tuck behind the 2D, a little visual effect. Bigger pen used there to highlight the surface that's cut through in this sectional 3D view. Naming up the views, and obviously once we get this firmed in, we're going to have to get rid of quite a bit of the pencil work just to tidy the drawing up. As I say, this takes about 40-50 minutes or so for this one particular drawing, and speeding it up, it's going to be a little bit quicker to see the difference between the pencil sketch, which was there to build, to construct the drawing, the firmed in outline, and in this case in a fine liner pen, and we might try a little bit of rendering just to try and reinforce the 2D or 3D nature of what it is we're drawing. Not all the sizes are down here. We still have some notes to write, some additional annotation being the sort of posh term for notes. But just checking things like internal sizes, wall thicknesses, and doing some quick calculations, or simply recording the size we're measuring onto either the 2D or the 3D drawing, wherever there's appropriate space. So notes alongside, identifying the parts, the annotation, and the drawing itself looks fairly simple, but there's actually an awful lot of time and effort being put into the design of this, and that's what we're trying to analyse through these drawings. The sketch now has a little bit of tonal work using a render grip to, just on this one particular view, to reinforce the idea of it being cylindrical using grey pencil, just the same 2 or 3B pencil we used in the original construction, and just to build up this idea of it being a 3-dimensional form. A little bit darker pressure required at the edges, and not just the sides but also the bottom and top edges are radiused in this particular product, so we just need to give this idea of it curling underneath. So preliminary analytical sketches, trying to get to grips with what's there, trying to analyse. We may have to cut this object in half to get some more detail. Unfortunately, it's the only pen we have of this type, so we're going to lose it if we cut it up. So at the moment, this is a non-destructive analysis. A little bit of shadow underneath there to show the three-dimensional depth on the cap sitting on top, and a little bit of marker rendering just to add or to reinforce. It's not a British Standards convention at all, just going over this hatched area, the section solid material. You can see it in black in the 3D view, but we're just going for slightly lighter grey in this particular case. So we can catch up on all these techniques with various grips on Get a Grip graphics on YouTube channel, with lots of examples of 2D and 3D sketching, rendering and pencil work, and also some marker rendering. Hope you enjoy the video. Enjoy your sketching.